I am proud to share that I have made my decision and an agreement has been reached that will ensure that our Sixers are staying home.
South Philadelphia, a zone that's more than just concrete and neighborhoods. It's one of the most iconic sports districts in America, home to generations of memories, championships, heartbreaks, and wild celebrations. But beneath all the legacy lies a billion-dollar controversy that has split fans, communities, and city leaders. The story we're diving into today isn't just about basketball or hockey, or even sports at all. It's about politics, money, identity, and a fight for the future of one of Philadelphia's most valued resources, its own land. From the humble beginnings of the Spectrum to the modern dreams of a sleek, ultra-modern arena, this saga captures decades of ambition and resistance. It's a story where billionaires clash with community leaders, where corporations steer public sentiment, and where generations of fans watch the future of their favorite teams get pushed around like chess pieces. So tighten your seatbelt. This is the untold story behind the $1.3 billion controversy of South Philadelphia. Rise of the South Philly sports empire. To understand today's controversy, we need to travel back, all the way to the 1960s. The original Philadelphia Spectrum, built in 1967, was the beating heart of Philly sports and live entertainment. It wasn't just a building, it was a landmark. Flyers games, 76ers championships, concerts from Springsteen to the Jackson 5. Its impact was so deep that even after its demolition in 2011, thousands showed up to say goodbye. By the late 1980s, though, the writing was on the wall. The Spectrum was old, limited in capacity, and falling behind modern standards. Cities across America were replacing older arenas with new, multi-purpose hubs that blurred the lines between sports and urban culture. Philadelphia decided it was time, too. That's how we got the CoreState Center, which opened in 1996. A massive upgrade, built to host the Flyers and Sixers and designed to anchor an entire sports district. Little did anyone realize, this building would undergo more identity shifts than any arena in America. What felt like a breath of fresh air was only the beginning of a much larger journey, one that we're still living through today. The arena that couldn't keep a name. When the CoreState Center opened, it represented progress. But fast forward a few years and something odd happens. Its name keeps changing, and changing, and changing again. After CoreStates merged, the arena became the First Union Center. After another corporate merger, it became the Wachovia Center. That lasted from 2003 to 2009. And then came Wells Fargo Center, which millions of fans grew familiar with. But wait, in recent years even that name faded, evolving into a new branding tied closely with Xfinity and Comcast. This wasn't just random rebranding, it was a reflection of the changing corporate landscape. Big money, bank mergers, sponsorship deals worth millions. But to Philly residents, it became a running joke. How many names can one arena have? And yet, while the signage was changing, something else was happening under the hood. Philadelphia ownership groups were spending hundreds of millions modernizing the interior of this constantly evolving building. The cost of keeping up, over $400 million in renos. At first glance, the Wells Fargo Center, or the arena formerly known by many names, seems like a solid facility. But step inside today, and you'll see years of investment. We're talking over $400 million in renovations. A brand new 4K center-hung scoreboard was installed in 2019, one of the biggest in the NBA. The concourses were fully redesigned. Luxury suites were reimagined to suit corporate clients and high-end fans. Interactive fan experience zones were added. Entire seating areas were replaced. Even the lighting and sound systems are next-gen. Comcast Spectacor, the arena's primary stakeholder, understood that in an era where fans demand more, better food, more immersive entertainment, Instagrammable moments, they had to commit serious money. And they did, all in an effort to make Philadelphia's premier indoor arena relevant well into the 2030s. Most cities would have been satisfied with that. Most teams would have happily stayed put. But not the Sixers. The downtown dream, enter 76th place. In 2022, the Sixers did something no one expected. They announced they wanted their own arena, not shared with the Flyers, and certainly not in South Philly. Their dream? A privately funded, NBA-focused arena called 76th Place, right in the heart of Center City. Proposed to sit at 10th and Market, the The $1.3 billion arena would be part of a revitalized urban hub, connected to SEPTA's trains and positioned near Chinatown and the Fashion District. The Sixers owners framed it as something historic, a new economic and cultural engine for downtown Philadelphia. But what came next lit the city on fire. Chinatown residents and business owners pushed back immediately. They argued the arena would lead to gentrification, higher rent, cultural displacement, and economic harm to local shops. Community leaders held press conferences. Protest signs filled the streets. Residents spoke emotionally about how Chinatown had survived threats before. Highways, stadium proposals, urban renewal schemes, and how this felt like another attack. Politicians and media outlets began splitting over the project. Supporters referenced projected millions in tax revenue and thousands of jobs. Opponents emphasized the fragile margins for immigrant business owners, especially post-pandemic. From city council meetings to public protests, the debate over 76th Place became a war of ideals. Business versus community, private investment versus local identity, and urban redevelopment versus cultural preservation. City at war, politics, power, and pressure. As this controversy built, Philly politics began to mirror the chaos. Some leaders supported the Sixers' vision. Others slammed it as a billionaire land grab. Mayor Sherelle Parker, however, threw her support behind the plan, calling it a landmark agreement if executed properly, especially because the Sixers said they wouldn't need direct city funding for construction. That was a major selling point. The team promised to take on all private costs. And to sweeten the deal, they offered a $50 million community benefits agreement, promising jobs, community programs, and financial support to surrounding neighborhoods. But that wasn't enough to quiet the opposition. Chinatown leaders filed legal appeals. Reporters dug into draft documents projecting the arena could still indirectly cost the city millions over time in increased transit operations and public safety needs. Fans shared opinions online, some thrilled at the idea of an NBA-only new building, while others called the plan selfish, short-sighted, and out of touch. The fight became a spectacle, trending hashtags, tense city hall hearings, investigative reports, until we reached the moment the world didn't see coming. The twist, back to South Philadelphia. In early 2025, something wild happened. After all the battles, all the press releases, all the community meetings, the Sixers announced they were walking away from 76th Place. The Chinatown dream was dead. That $1.3 billion Center City Arena? Canceled. Why? Because of a newly announced partnership. The Sixers had made peace with Comcast Spectacor, the building managers and owners of the current arena. Instead of uprooting from South Philadelphia, they would now stay and help build the future of the sports complex that they had originally planned to leave. The new plan? Rebuild or massively renovate right where it all began. The Spectrum site, home turf, the sports home for generations of Philadelphians. Political leaders immediately began discussing new agreements, including revised community benefits and new infrastructure promises. For once, city council and corporate interests seemed aligned. No street protests, no Chinatown anchors threatened. Instead, it was seen, cautiously, as a moment of unity. The message was clear: rebuild with purpose, and this could become America's most innovative sports district. A future in motion. What happens now? The future is now officially centered in South Philadelphia again. The Sixers and Flyers will no longer split their plans. Whatever is built, a brand new NBA first arena or a modernized super facility, will happen where Philly fans always show up, Broad Street and Pattison Avenue. This could be huge, but it depends on how the Sixers execute it. On one hand, the city gets continuity, dedicated sports infrastructure. Generations of fans won't have to leave behind their traditions. And potentially, Comcast and the Sixers can create an immersive entertainment space to rival what cities like Boston, Dallas, and LA have already developed. But it's not automatic success. The area will still need updated transit systems, parking plans, local contractor agreements, and long-term commitments to make sure the local neighborhoods aren't ignored. If done right, it could bring thousands of jobs and millions in tax revenue. If done wrong, it risks becoming another corporate project that overlooks the needs of civilians who built the neighborhood around it. Yet if history tells us anything about Philadelphia, it's that residents care. They show up. They challenge billionaires and defend their streets. And now, with the arena plans refocused, there's a chance to do something that hasn't been done in decades. Unite Philly's sports legacy with its cultural evolution. a legacy still being written. So here we are, full circle. From the Spectrum in the 1960s to Core State Center, through mergers and marketing, renovations and planning, public battles and political wins, South Philadelphia stands at the center of a multi-billion-dollar conversation once again. Will the Sixers build the arena of the future on familiar ground? Will Philly fans once again feel that same connection they felt walking into the Spectrum decades ago? Or will the billion-dollar battle continue, as new plans meet new resistance? One thing is clear. The heart of Philadelphia sports beats in South Philly. It always has. The controversy isn't just about a building, it's about what it represents. Culture, community, legacy. So tell us, where do you stand? Should the Sixers have stayed downtown? Or is South Philly still the rightful home of Philadelphia's sports identity? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Because the story isn't over. This is just the beginning of the next era.